and probably win a Gold Cup if Galopin Deschamps wasn't around.
16 to 1, 50 to 1 selections there, Sam. 6 to 4 is plenty short enough, isn't it?
For my sins, if Botus hasn't Goshen run, then my God, we know what will happen. Get ready then for day 3 of the Cheltenham Festival. Welcome along to the Next Gen Racing previews here all week for previews of everything from the Cheltenham Festival, from all days, all the big races, all the handicaps, and also giving our top 5 bets at the end of the week. Thanks for all the support so far on these videos. We've been absolutely loving it. Do get your comments in and do hit that subscribe button. We want 2,500 subscribers before the end of the Cheltenham Festival. Make it happen. Click that button. Jack, on to day 3 now, the Thursday of the Cheltenham Festival. We've got the Mares Novices Hurdle, we've got the Stayers Hurdle and the Ryanair to look forward to. It's always an interesting day, the Thursday. I mean, I'm a big fan of the first 2 days, but the next 2 days are a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, for sure. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, first 2 days usually a punter's paradise. Day 3, bookies start to claw it back, and day 4 they usually land the sucker punch. So 3 and 4 usually a little bit to couple days to take it easy on, but hopefully we've got a few winners nonetheless.
Yeah, I mean, we obviously moved to the new course that can throw up a few shocks on the new course, so we'll just wait and see whether we pick out any big prices. We start off, Jack, with the 120, which is the 2 mile 1 furlong Ryanair Mares Novices Hurdle. This isn't a grade 1, this is a grade 2, and 6.5 is the 100 to 30 favourite. Maureen is 7 to 2. Jubilee Alpha is 9 to 1. Caroline Bamboo is 10 to 1. Aura Vega is 14 to 1. 16 to 1 about Diva Luna. Galileo Damon Just a Rose 20 to 1. And bigger the rest. Price is correct at the time of recording. I'll kick things off, Jack, and I'll be a little bit boring, to be totally honest, but I think 6.5 is a really, really nice horse. She's so unexposed for a novice hurdler. She obviously won a handicap at Newmarket on the flat back in August before going on to finish 3rd in the Irish Cesarewitch, and then just go and watch that hurdling debut back. It really was slick and smart. She was a little bit keen before the race going down to start. I watched the whole replay from start to finish. She was a little bit keen, but when she settled into the race, her jumping was so smart. Her win was over 2 mile 2 furlongs. This is going to be over 2 mile 1 furlongs, but I think when she hits that hill, she's going to just fly up it, to be totally honest. I think she's a little bit of a machine. And talking about things that rhyme with machine, Maureen, she's the one in here that's also a little bit unexposed and obviously held in huge regard. She's only won a bumper and a maiden hurdle. That's all she's got to her name. But I didn't think she jumped all that well on hurdling debut. She probably will need to improve to beat a horse like 6.5. I think Gavin Cromwell, this horse, I think if you were to, I haven't seen the Cheltenham previews, don't know whether Gavin Cromwell's been on the Cheltenham previews, but it wouldn't surprise me if he's going to come out and say this is his best hope of the week. I know it's a favourite and obvious to say, but I think he holds his horse in really, really high regards. And yeah, 6.5 is the one for me, Jack. There are plenty, though, in a race like this, and you can get them that are going to be big prices, and I'd imagine you've had a look at some of them.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I think you simply have to take on the first few in the market. There's so little between all of these from what we've seen so far. They're all so unexposed in this race after Willie Mullen's domination for a few years. He started to throw up a couple of shocks, like the Golden Ace and You Wear It Well and whatnot. So I think there are a couple that definitely you can take on the top of the market with. I think you have to respect 6.5, but 10 to 3 is short enough in this kind of race. The first one I'm actually going to go for Paul Nicholls is outsider of his 2 that he's put up himself is Just a Rose at 16 to 1. And the one run over hurdles at Taunton last time out. She's a great jumper. I really like the way she was slick at her hurdles. She won in a good time. They went quick early doors. It was quicker than a handicap hurdle on the same day, which was won by a 138 rated hurdler. I think she probably wants a little bit of a stamina test, so she might not actually get that here. But if it does turn into one, I think she's a really good prospect, actually. And I think she's quite a good bet at 16 to 1. And the other one that I'm going to have a flyer on is the Joseph O'Brien train, Cotslow's Sunshine at 50s. Disappointing last time out in a mare's handicap hurdle at the Dublin Racing Festival, the one that Vicio won. That race has thrown up a few really nice mares, the likes of Black Tears, Heaven Help Us, Tell Me Something Girl, all ran in that. Not all of them won. Tell Me Something Girl didn't even win. And I think that race is always one to keep on side. They went quick early doors. Cotslow Sunshine was actually one of those that was prominent early. Didn't quite stay, but she was travelling pretty strongly. She turned for the bend, heading for home in the lead. Weakened drastically in the last furlong. This is over a furlong less on better ground on her penultimate start. She won well. She managed to battle back when it looked like she was going to lose at Thurles in a listed contest there. I think 2 mile 1 on good ground. She's going to be settled prominently, and I think she's got a decent turn of foot on good ground. I think she's actually a nice bet as well at 50 to 1. So I know there are two big prices, but I would back Cotslow Sunshine non-runner no bet as well. I'm not too sure if it's the plan for them to go there, but 16 to 1 and 50 to 1 selections there, Sam. And I say I'm more than half confident with both.
Mm. Well, there's the alert for the biggest price, but up on the previews so far, 50 to 1. I'm glad you said 51 because I was still scrolling trying to find the price for Cotslow Sunshine. But yeah, 50 to 1 about Cotslow Sunshine, 16 to 1 about Just a Rose, 2 for Jack in the Mayor's Novices. I am going to be a little bit boring, but yeah, I'll be 6.5 at the top of the market. I'm just not too sure on Maureen, but 6.5. I think he's a worthy favourite in this field. We move on to the Ryanair Chase, Jack, at 320, 2.5 miles. This one here, where Factor File obviously now dropping back to the Ryanair triple. We think that's the case anyway. 6 to 4 favourite. Ile Francais, this is the more likely target. 7 to 2. Gaelic Warrior is 9 to 2. Last year's winner Protectorate is 7 to 1. Spillane's Tower is 7 to 1, although maybe going to Aintree from what I've heard. Banbridge, El Fabiolo 10 to 1. Jello's 14, 16 to 1. But these, I'll make my first case, chat, because viewers of the channel would have seen some of the ante-post series and the fact that I put up a horse. I'm just checking his price now to make sure that he's on this list. But yeah, he's actually a little bit bigger than what I put him up ante-post. He's currently 20 to 1 at the time of recording. It's Hart Wood in here for Henry de Bromhead. Not going to be scared of that slight drift on the horse. But yeah, like I've said on a few of these previews, de Bromhead's horses, they have not been in the best of form this season, but they are starting to pick back up again. And we know how well Henry de Bromhead does at this festival every year. Hartwood, he won a 25 runner handicap at the DRF last year. That was by 14 lengths. I know it was a handicap, but then he was a neck off Croke Park in a Grade 1 novice chase over 2 mile 4 this season at Fairy House. And I mentioned on yesterday's preview that Croke Park ran a decent race against Ballyburn and didn't do himself any disfavours there. So I do think this is a really big price. And if you wanted one each way in the race, I think Hartwood at 20 a decent price. I think Ile Francais is going to be fascinating because he's just going to go off, and he is just an exceptional jumper. It's more the fact that he was doing that round Kempton, a flat track, and now he faces Cheltenham. Whether he can do the same, it'll be interesting to see. He may just absolutely love it, and he might just go and win this comfortably and take it from the front. In fact, File, I just think he's worth taking on. Yes, he's an exceptional horse. Obviously, he's been running into the back of Galopin de Champs, and they've gone, well, that's enough of that, and we'll drop back and avoid him. He is the worthy favourite. There's no doubt about it. He is the best horse in this race, but there are a lot of horses, including Protectorate, last year's winner, who do have a chance, Jack. And I just think it is worth taking on Factor File here.
Yeah, no, I agree. I actually think the race is probably going to suit him with Ile Francais going off like the clappers, which isn't ideal if you want to be taking him on. But 6 to 4 is plenty short enough, isn't it? I mean, even if the race does suit him, you got, as you say, Ile Francais, Protectorate, even Jello down there, Jungle Boogie, Embury Allen, I know he's getting on a bit. These are all top class horses, and I think you have to take him on. I'm happy to take him on with a horse who I think the race could also suit for, and that's Jungle Boogie. Clearly stays a little bit further. He's 11 years old, but he's only had his 7 career runs, 5 over fences, 3 wins, wasn't disgraced in the Gold Cup, and won nicely at Ascot last time out. I think he's probably a little bit underrated at around 16 to 1. He's clearly, I don't even know if he's improving at the age of 11, but he's still holding together really nicely. He's obviously had his problems in the past. The trip won't be a problem. He's a solid enough jumper. I think he's a pretty good each-way alternative to the likes of Factor File and Ile Francais.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, look, Henry de Bromhead then. 2 at decent price, 16 to 1 and 20 to 1. Jungle Boogie and Hartwood, potentially each way he plays in the race. It is going to be fascinating to see the tactics, but you can just imagine Ile Francais is going to go off like the clappers, and Jack's right, it will suit a horse who we know can stay and can probably win a Gold Cup if Galopin de Champs wasn't around. So, be an interesting race to view, and I'm glad that the French have come over with Ile Francais to have a go at this race. Let's move on then to the final race we look at on this preview. The 4 o'clock is the Stayers Hurdle, Grade 1 over 3 miles, where Tearpoo is the even money favourite. Obviously, last year's winner. Home by the Lee is 6 to 1. Lucky Place is 8 to 1. The Wall Park is 12 to 1. Rocky's Diamond 16s, 20s, bar these. Jack, we said on our ante-post show when we did, I think it was our first episode, wasn't it, when we were talking about the bankers of the festival and where we rank them at this stage, and we both had Tearpoo fairly low on our list, and it wasn't due to the fact that we didn't think he could win this race. I think it's more the fact that we haven't actually seen a lot of him. We've seen this horse once this season, inside the sort of the winter, autumn-winter period, and he's been beaten by Lossiemouth over a trip that's just far too short for him. and we've seen nothing else since. And it's kind of the reason that I feel you've got to look to take him on. Again, I'm not doubting the fact that he could go and win this, but I just don't think we've seen enough of him this season.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, he's one of those, isn't he? Yeah, he won the Stayers and the race at Punchestown by a cumulative 10 lengths. We've only seen him once. He's probably going well at home, but he's even money in a below par Stayers hurdle division. He's the likely winner, but I'd want to be taking him on. I'm going to take him on, that's for sure. Lucky Place, I don't think's any mug. One horse who I'm actually going to give a mention to, I don't think she'd come here, but I think July Flower would actually have a squeak if she came here.
Yeah.
She won that race at Christmas, obviously turned into a massive stamina test. She was a good staying mare over in France. So actually, I know Emily Brookhead won't send her here, but I actually think she'd have a squeak. She's 25-1, and I think she's not a bad non-runner, no bet play if they do have one last decision to try and divert. But of course, money won't be surprised to know that my selection comes at 20-1, and it is Langer Dan. The 9-year-old, he absolutely loves Cheltenham. Look, he was second to Galopin de Champs in the Martin Pipe. He was brought down the following year. He's won the Coral Cup twice since, and he didn't just win the Coral Cup last year. He absolutely tramps them. Yes, he was getting weight from Ballyadam, but he was pulling away at the line. He won it as easy as you like. And let's not remember, he should be a Grade 1 winner for his run over 2.5 miles in the Aintree Hurdle. He was just done there by a short neck by Imperial Pass and Bob Ollinger. Then again, a huge run at Sandown in the Select Hurdle. At Sandown comes back to his favourite course. It's March. It's Langer Dan. He's 20-1, Sam.
Some things never change, eh? They never change. Yeah, look, the race itself, you are going to see some big prizes. If Tiapu just does go and win this, it wouldn't surprise me if you see like a 50-1 and 25-1 shot in behind. It is just muddling. It'd be fascinating to see if Tiapu wasn't in this race, how the market would see it. It'd almost feel like a handicap in some ways, wouldn't it? Plenty of interesting runners in here. I mean, Gold Tweet would be interesting if coming over, obviously a course and distance winner, a winner of the Cleve Hurdle back in 2023. For some reason, I'm not sure why. And my God, if they run in here, I wouldn't be able to help myself to have a quid each way, but Botox has and Goshen are still in the race. I'm not going to tip them up, Jack, but 100-1 each. If it's on the day, you would, even you must say to me, it'd be criminal for me not to have a quid each way on both of them if they were to run, because it would just, imagine if that were to happen, Goshen just came back to himself and bosh, went and won the Stayers. No, the one that I actually like, Jack, is an English runner. It's not Langer Dan, but I do like Lucky Place. I think Lucky Place is a horse that's definitely improving. And a horse he's won the Ascot Hurdle and the Rilke Hurdle. And I actually doubted the win in the Ascot Hurdle, thinking he's not actually that great. But after seeing the form getting boosted, him coming up and winning that Rilke, I actually do think he's a really nice improving horse. He jumps slickly, he stays well, he's won at this course. I think he's a fairly solid option from the British that could just go and run a really big race. But like I say, you could easily make a case for, in terms of the place mark, you can make a case for so many of these. Even Stella Story, obviously, a win at the festival previously, course and distance. I've looked through this, and it could be one where people play like a tri-cast, and you might have like 6 horses in that. You probably put Tiapu in there just in case, and then just have a load at big prices. But that might be the way to look in this race, and you could see some big prices in the Stayers Hurdle. But Jack will be with Langer Dan. I'm going to be with Lucky Place. And for my sins, if Botox hasn't Goshen run, then my God, we know what will happen. So there we go. That is day 3 then. Let's get our best bets of the day from the races we've covered, Jack. And look, you might put up Langer Dan, but I'm going to let you go first. Who's going to be your best bet on day 3?
Yeah, it's a day for outsiders. I didn't realise I got 50-1, 16-1, and 20-1 selections. I'm actually going to go for Cotslow Sunshine at 50-1, non-runner, no bet in the Mare's Novice. If she doesn't go, then I'll go for Jungle Boogie at 16-1 in the Ryanair.
Okay, I'll let you have both of those, and do you know what? As much as I've put Hartwood, we've got the horse ante-post on the ante-post series. I will go in the Stayers Hurdle, and I will put up Lucky Place at 8-1 as my best bet on day 3 in the Stayers. A really fascinating day. Like I say, you can get some shocks on day 3. Do let us know down in the comments who you fancy, whether it's in a handicap or if it's in any of the races that we have covered. Like I say, all the handicaps will be covered, or a majority will be covered by myself and Jack on Friday night's episode. We'll give some of our best selections from the handicaps across the week. But until then, we're going to be back tomorrow for our day 4 preview. So join us then, 6 p.m. here on the Next Gen Racing YouTube channel.